22 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. Michele Byington is my special guest, and she is a gun law analyst. Why do I have her on my program? Well, in the wake of Donald Trump's being elected the 45th president of the United States, gun sales in the United States have slowed. The day after the election, firearms stocks opened high, but within a few hours, they started to decline. Michele, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm delighted to have you with me. And what do you think happened? When Trump is elected, the guns don't sell, I guess.
Oh, that's too funny. So what we have to look at is, all right, what drives people to make the decisions that they do?
Yes.
And that is fear. One big motivating factor is fear. And we saw that fear this past year with the rhetoric from President Obama. And then, of course, with the presidential nominee, Hillary Clinton, she had a lot of anti-gun rhetoric. So that put a lot of people in fear of, oh, my God, if I don't go out and buy a gun today or before the election, I may never have that opportunity again. So I think that lit a fire under a lot of people to go ahead and go purchase a gun. But now that we've got President-elect Trump, who has said that he doesn't plan on doing any sort of damage to gun rights or anything against the Second Amendment, people's fears have cooled, and they said, all right, maybe I've been on the fence, but I've got time now, right? This opportunity will be there for at least 4 more years.
Well, I'll tell you something, Michele. My radio audience, I did a whole show on this. This was a year or so ago, and boy, I want to tell you, they absolutely were concerned about the gun laws here in the state of Connecticut.
Oh, yeah. Connecticut's got some of the strictest gun laws in the country. But you've got to look at 2 things. Number 1, politics, I think, is a huge factor. And then number 2, current events.
Yep.
We saw a spike in gun sales after the Orlando shooting, that nightclub shooting, because people didn't want to be a sitting duck. I mean, that massacre took over 3 hours. So people were in there for over 3 dang hours defenseless. So I think it's those 2 motivating factors of, are guns going to be taken away from me due to politics, or, oh my gosh, this could happen to me in my neighborhood, are 2 big motivating factors.
Well, I tell you, Michele, I have been getting the gut feeling here ever since this election that Democrats just can't believe this yet. And I'm not saying it because I don't like Democrats. I'm just saying it because it is fact. You talk and they don't. They just can't understand how Trump won this thing. So I think this has got a lot to do with what is going on, and I just, I can understand the gun laws now with Trump in there. He has said that he is going to enforce the Second Amendment.
Right. So a lot of people don't know there are 22,000 gun laws on the books.
How many?
22,000.
Wow.
Can you think of any other issue that has 22,000 laws attributed to it? Because I can't. So I think Trump is right when you just enforce the laws that we've got, because we've got 22,000 of them. And let's be honest, a criminal doesn't care. They're going to break that law. And what we have to do is make sure that we protect the law-abiding citizen who trouble comes looking for them, and not people who go looking for trouble. And let's just enforce what we got.
What do you think about this whole election, Michele? What are some of your thoughts about it?
Well, it was very, very interesting. I mean, I remember laying in bed at 3 a.m. shocked that Trump won, and that is because of the media. I, like everyone else in America, was watching what CNN was saying, what Fox News was saying, what ABC was saying, and they were all clearly showing that Hillary had this in the bag.
Yep, they sure did.
But when you look at history, I mean, the pendulum is just swinging back to the right. We've had 8 years of a Democratic run, presidency, and then the pendulum has just swung back to the Republican side, and it'll all balance itself out. But I think hopefully Trump will get in there and do a fantastic job, and I'm very, very happy with the stance that he takes on gun issues.
Well, again, it's wild in the country. The colleges are just. I've got a report this morning that I had on very, very early. We have a college up in Massachusetts that has taken down the American flag. Can you imagine that?
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
They're protesting the democratic society that so many people have lost their lives to provide them, and that is just absolutely sickening to me.
Sickening to you. It's driven me crazy. I couldn't believe it when I got here this morning, and I said, what? Yeah. They took down the American flag, and then the head of the college, okay, got up and he said, well, we'll put it at half mast.
What?
Yes, that's what he did at half mast, and then that was it. So anyway, but it's really on college campuses. I've never seen anything like this.
It is bizarre as all get out. Of course, I haven't seen anything like this either. We've got the protests and the mobs breaking out, and what's important is that law-abiding citizens continue to get out there and vote, continue to have their voice heard, and protect themselves.
Well, I thank you very much for sharing some thoughts with us this morning, Michele Byington, a gun law analyst. But you told me something that I didn't know. You say we have more gun laws. How many again?
22,000.
22,000 gun laws in the United States. That is mind-boggling.
It is. It's astounding for sure.
It just, I don't mean to laugh, but it is laughable in a way. You know what I mean?
It absolutely is. So anytime you hear somebody say, we need more laws to stop this, enforce the 22,000 that we already have.
Michele, thank you very much. We'll talk again.
Thank you.
You bet.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
You too.